do I get enough calcium if my child's not having milk? And I say, interesting. Why are you not asking me how your child's going to get enough manganese or enough iron or enough thiamine? We are very much controlled by the media and by the marketing campaigns that are out there. The cow's milk marketing campaign was the very best in all of mankind's history. Because how many people will say to you, how do I know I'm getting enough calcium? What about the other nutrients? Cow's milk is just one food in thousands of foods that give us the nutrients that we need. So now I want to talk to you a little bit about cleansing children. So they're eating healthier, but you still need them to be detoxifying from the air, the water, even the treat foods that they have. They need to detoxify. How do you detoxify children? So by children, I'm meaning less than 10, because at 10, they can have systemic candida, which is caused from too much sugar or too much drugs. But prior to 10, how do we clean our children's bodies out? In the olden days, there was a great bowel consciousness. Everybody was very aware that when the children left the house, they needed to have their bowel movement. If they didn't have their bowel movement, the kids would be brought back into the house and they were given a healthy enema. Not an enema that's loaded with chemicals like we get in the drugstore now, but just a syringe with water, basically, and they brought on that bowel movement. Why did they do that? Because they knew if the body fills up with waste, the body will get sick. So they're like, we have to keep those bowel movements coming out, or my child's going to get sick. They also gave them cod liver oil, by the way. Remember that? They were always giving them cod liver oil, but that fell by the wayside as well. So now, back to the bowel movements. We want to see our children having a bowel movement every day, every single day. If they miss the odd one, it's no big deal. But if they're going every other day on a regular basis, there's something to look into there. The number one way to help them have more bowel movements is to give them more good bacteria. The things that deplete good bacteria are drugs. So if the mother has drugs in labor, or the baby's given drugs when they're born, that depletes the body of good bacteria. If the mother has a C-section, the baby doesn't go through the vaginal tract and get all the good bacteria from mom, so they might be deficient in good bacteria that way. They might be swimming in chlorinated pools at 6 months old and getting all those chemicals that deplete the body of good bacteria. And vaccinations deplete the body of good bacteria. So there's all sorts of things that are part of our culture that are depleting the body of good bacteria. So if we are noticing they're not having enough bowel movements, we have to give them good bacteria. I like the make Innovite Health. I think that it is superior to Genestra, which has been touted as the best probiotic for decades now. But Innovite Health is actually killing candida as well as helping with increasing the good bacteria. So it's very effective. And they make it for babies, and they make it for infants, and for toddlers, and they make it for adults. And there's even one for sensitive GI tract. It's even at the superstore in the refrigerated section of the health aisle. So start giving children probiotics when you see any symptoms at all, but particularly if they're not having enough bowel movement